Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to the General Hospital update for Friday, July 24th, Britt Westbourne will have an unexpected encounter with Jason Morgan, while Drew Kane's situation will take a dramatic turn near the Quartermaine boathouse. Willow Kane will also be put on the spot, so there will be a lot of action in Port Charles. Dante Falconeri will approach Harrison Chase more warmly in the police station, per Anna Devane's request, but Chase will mistrust his motives. Chase will wonder whether he is being tested, and Dante may admit that trust needs to be re-established. Dante and Chase may be able to work together again if Chase regains detective status, thus they will agree to try to mend their relationship. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jacks will question Jack Brennan about his black box retrieval mission, and what it is all about. Brennan will keep Jocelyn in the dark about his desire to help Willow and Nina Reeves coerce Drew into silence. Drew's capacity to communicate will play a significant role in Friday's episode. Elizabeth Baldwin is unaware that Drew has regained that ability, but she will do everything she can to assist him in communicating using the instruments at his disposal. Liz will push Willow to give in because she is constantly putting up hurdles. The fact that Willow has been dragging her feet will not make sense to Elizabeth, therefore she will interrogate Willow. Jason will meet paths with Drew when he returns from his vacation with Danny Morgan. Drew will remain in his wheelchair by the boathouse when Jason approaches him about a fresh start. Jason will want a new beginning for Danny as well, therefore Danny will agree to put any prior tensions behind him. Danny has always wanted to be a consistent part of Scout Quartermaine's life, so Jason will encourage him to reconcile with Drew. Brennan will be disappointed when she informs Nina that she does not yet have the Drew dirt. Drew will speak up and believe Nina has received bad news, so she will freak out when she discovers he has already resumed chatting. Nina appears to be taking leadership of the situation by shoving Drew into the sea. Drew will be in danger of drowning, but it appears that Giovanni Gio Palmieri will come to his aid in the future episodes. At the hospital, Lucas Jones will become tired of Britt's whining, and tell her that the door is right there if she wants to go. Lucas will eventually apologize to someone, and it could be Britt if he realizes he's being too harsh. However, Lucas may apologize to Jason and wish he could have done something to prevent his WSB imprisonment. Regardless, Jason will arrive at GH, and Britt will be overjoyed to see him. General Hospital spoilers predict Jason and Britt's reunion may not go as planned on her end, so stay tuned. CDL will have all of the fascinating General Hospital spoilers and news you need, so make us your go-to GH hotspot. Britt Westbourne got off the plane at the small private airport just outside Port Charles, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and trepidation she hadn't felt since ducking threats in the operating room. The air smelled like salt in summer, in stark contrast to the antiseptic settings and underground labs where she had been hiding for months. The news of her homecoming had been whispered among a select few, but no one expected the surprise she was about to drop, especially not on Jason Morgan. The Friday update in Port Charles was shaping up to be one for the history books, with Britt's surprising reunion and Drew Kane's spectacular splashdown sending waves across the canvas. Britt adjusted her eyeglasses, her thoughts going back to the last time she saw Jason. Their relationship had always been complicated, based on common history with the Quartermaines, her mother's plots and brief glimpses of genuine understanding within the insanity of General Hospital. She had faked her death and gone into hiding to shield people she loved from the horrors of her history with the Cassadines and beyond. But recent events, including suspicions of Faison's final projects resurfacing in Sidwell, had drawn her back. She had secrets that may change everything, especially for Jason and his son Jake. The surprise wasn't simply her healthy look. It was the reality she revealed about a forgotten chapter in Jason's life, one involving a risky medical technique she had secretly overseen. Meanwhile, across town at the Metro Court Pool, Drew Kane made his own splashy entry. Drew, fresh from a stressful negotiation with business rivals, completed a flawless dive into the glittering water, his muscular physique cutting through the surface with accuracy. Water spilled dramatically, capturing the attention of observers, including Nina Reeves and a few curious hotel guests. Drew didn't only go for a relaxing swim, it was also his way of unwinding after weeks of company disputes and personal strife. He emerged from the water, shook his head, causing droplets to fly, and locked eyes with Willow Tate across the deck. Their complex relationship, laden with family secrets and lingering attraction, hung heavily in the humid air. Drew's splashdown represented his intention to make waves in Port Charles again, recovering his position after years of ups and downs. Britt's first trip was Kelly's Diner, a neutral location where she intended to ease into her homecoming. Maxie Jones almost spilled her coffee when she saw her old pal. "Britt? Is this real?" The two embraced, tears blending with laughter as Britt recounted details of her absence. "I had to stay away to keep everyone safe, but things are changing now. Sidwell and his crew are pushing too hard, and I have information that could help take them down." Maxie, ever the loyal friend, promised discretion but urged her to contact the people who mattered the most. Britt's thoughts immediately focused on Jason. She understood he was preoccupied with his own tasks, which included safeguarding Sonny Corinthos and building relationships with Carly Spencer. The surprise reunion would need to be carefully scheduled. Jason Morgan, unaware of the coming shock, was overseeing a package related to real Quartermain business. His life had been a flurry of devotion, violence, and quiet salvation. Jake's fatherhood, his renewed but troubled relationship with Carly, and the looming shadow of his past as stone cold kept him on guard. When his phone vibrated with an unfamiliar number, he almost disregarded it. But something, an instinct developed over years in the trenches, made him respond. "Jason? It's Britt. I'm back. Meet me at the old footbridge in an hour." Alone. The connection cut out before he could react, leaving him dumbfounded. Britt? She was thought to have died. The surprise hit him like a freight train, reawakening emotions he'd buried deep. Jason approached the footbridge as the sun began to set, spreading golden hues across Port Charles. Memories swamped him, including chats with Britt about medicine, morality, and the murky places they both lived. She waited there, silhouetted against the lake, looking like the brave doctor and survivor he recalled. Their gazes locked and time seemed to stand still. "Britt," he murmured, his voice low and filled with skepticism. She came forward and drew him into a hug that carried years of unspoken messages. "I'm sorry for the secrecy. I had to disappear due to transplant complications and threats to my family legacy, but I'm back now and I have something to tell you." The realization came slowly as they proceeded down the route. Britt had been involved in experimental treatments that have indirectly saved lives connected to Jason's world, including patient follow-ups related to his previous injuries. More significantly, she revealed information on a hidden file containing Jake's early medical history, which elucidated some of the boy's health issues and possible connections to wider schemes involving Drew and the Quartermain Company. Jason listened closely, his stern demeanor softening with appreciation and worry. "Why now?" he inquired. Britt's response was simple yet profound. "Because Port Charles needs balance. Sidwell is accelerating Faison's old plans, and I won't let any more people I care about get hurt." Their chat lasted late into the evening, touching on personal regrets. Britt admitted to missing the bustle of the ER, the friendships at General Hospital, and yes, the calm understanding she had with Jason. He, in turn, spoke candidly about the weight of fatherhood and the never-ending cycle of peril. The surprising meeting reignited a platonic but profound friendship, promising partnership in the coming storms. Britt's homecoming was not only personal, but also strategic, with her medical competence and insider knowledge serving as a weapon against new dangers. Meanwhile, Drew's splashdown at the Metro Court set off a chain reaction. As he emerged from the water, he approached Willow, who was enjoying a rare moment of peace away from the family drama. "You look like you could use a distraction," Drew stated with a nice smile. Their conversation rapidly became serious, diving into the issues with Michael, Nina's machinations, and Drew's ambitions at Aurora Media. The bold entrance was impetuous, yet it opened the door to candid conversation. Willow, caught between devotion and changing sentiments, questioned his actions. "You can't keep diving into conflicts, thinking that a big splash will solve everything." Drew laughed, but the words landed. His day, characterized by the pool incident, served as a watershed moment in his professional and personal life, leading to more cautious movements. The news of Britt's homecoming spread like wildfire throughout General Hospital by evening. Her mother, Liesl Albrecht, was overtaken with emotion after hearing the news and rushed to find her daughter. The reunion between mother and daughter was painful and strained, with accusations and forgiveness for previous deceptions. Liesel's involvement in different conspiracies made Britt wary, but familial bonds proved stronger. They began planning how Britt could safely reintegrate, while also helping to defeat common foes. Carly Spencer was both relieved and concerned when she learned of Britt's sudden presence. With Jocelyn still grieving from previous events and her own friendships shifting, Carly viewed Britt as a potential ally but was concerned about complicating Jason's situation. She confided in Sonny, who stayed steadfast despite his legal issues. Britt always had a way of shaking things up, Sonny said. Jason briefed the Corinthos organization on the new intelligence, preparing them for any potential fallout. Lucas Jones, Britt's former colleague and friend, reacted with excitement. Their common medical experience made the hospital reunion the day's highlight. Lucas, juggling his own romantic feelings and protective instincts for Joss, welcomed Britt back with wide arms. "The air hasn't been the same without your fire," he said to her. Their discourse shifted to current situations, with Britt providing insights that could help continuing treatments, such as those related to recent violence in town. As darkness fell, the interrelated storylines became more tightly woven. Drew was drying off from his splashdown when Curtis Ashford called to discuss new business ties that could counter Sidwell's influence. Drew's perseverance was reinforced by the day's spectacular plummet. He texted Willow later, offering a genuine talk over dinner, indicating his desire to pursue more than simply career success. Britt and Jason closed their discussion with a pledge of future collaboration. "Don't disappear again," Jason stated sternly. Britt smiled. "Not a chance. Port Charles is stuck with me." Her surprise had instilled optimism and strategy in a town that was constantly on edge. The Friday update embodied the soap's essence: startling returns, dramatic gestures, and the unshakable bonds that unite everyone. Britt's knowledge would be crucial in future medical crises related to larger schemes. Drew's new perspective prompted daring decisions at Aurora, affecting Nina, Willow, and the Quartermain heritage. Families reconciled in modest ways. Britt with Liesel, Jason with renewed hope for his children. Despite the enthusiasm, Port Charles let out a collective sigh, knowing that more twists were on the way. Britt's Jason's surprise and Drew's splashdown were only the start of a Friday that reminded residents why they loved and despised the unexpected rhythm of their lives. Bonds strengthened, secrets simmered, and the stage was set for explosive weeks ahead. The next morning, Britt explored familiar halls and the hospital buzzed with renewed vitality. Nurses whispered and doctors nodded in familiarity. Her comeback was not without difficulties. Old conflicts with staff returned, but her skill dispelled misgivings. Consultations with Terry Randolph and others demonstrated her value, particularly in uncommon instances similar to previous Cassadine cases. Jason paid Jake a visit at his home while he processed the revelations. The conversation was guarded but important, as father and son navigated their delicate relationship with new information from Britt. Elizabeth Weber, ever supportive, provided discreet wisdom, her own past with both Jason and Britt adding depth. Drew, meantime, met with legislative contacts, and his poolside reset fueled more intense negotiations. The splashdown, filmed in a viral social media video among locals, became a fun meme in town, alleviating tensions amid more serious issues. Carly and Britt later met in Metro Court, where they had a cordial but charged encounter. "We worked together for Jason's sake and the children," Carly said. Britt agreed that the women's shared love of complex males provided common ground. Lucas and Britt sipped coffee while reminiscing about Bobby Spencer and her shenanigans. "You saved so many," Lucas exclaimed, "including yourself this time." Their bond, tested throughout time, grew stronger. The update ended with peaceful thoughts throughout Port Charles. Britt stood on the docks, admiring the lake and happy for the second chance. Drew toweled off for the last time that evening, laughing at the pandemonium he had accepted. Surprises and splashes, Friday provided both, laying the groundwork for a summer of disclosures, alliances, and the enduring drama that defined General Hospital. Lives became connected, emotions were startled, and the community moved forward, one unexpected wave at a time. He was able to catch one of the remaining support beams and slowly drag himself toward shore. Drew, soaking weary and enraged, climbed onto the muddy bank. He turned around, but his attacker was disappeared. Only tire tracks remained. He knew they hadn't just wanted to scare him. They wanted him to be vulnerable. Maybe even dead. Back at the docks, Britt eventually began telling Jason the truth. It wasn't easy. I didn't disappear because I wanted to. Jason listened attentively. There were people after me. I had no choice. They made sure everyone believed I was gone. Jason grimaced. Who? I can't tell you everything. Not yet. You have to. If I do, more people will die. Jason recognized Britt's genuine worry. Whatever she had been through had certainly left enduring wounds. Are you in danger right now? Always. But someone else is in even greater danger. Jason focused quickly. Who? Before Britt could respond, the sound of tires screeching close interrupted them. A black SUV accelerated straight at the dock entrance. Jason instinctively grasped Britt's arm. Move! The truck smashed through a wooden barrier before coming to a halt unexpectedly. Two armed men stepped outside. Jason pushed Britt behind a stack of cargo crates. Stay down! Gunfire erupted. The peaceful waterfront erupted into turmoil. Jason returned fire while cautiously defending Britt's position. The assailants definitely did not expect Jason to react so swiftly. Within moments, one ran, and the other retreated toward the SUV. The car drove away before Jason could stop it. Police sirens sounded faintly in the distance. Britt emerged slowly. Jason looked at her and said, They found me. They've been hunting you. For months. And now they know you're here. At General Hospital, Anna Devane learned of the shooting near the docks. Almost simultaneously, another report arrived on her desk. A probable assault on Drew Kane near the lake. She frowned. Detective Dante Falconeri said, These aren't random. There are too many things going on at once. Anna nodded. Someone's coordinating all of this. She quickly directed officers to secure both places. Meanwhile, Sonny Corinthos met quietly with Britt. The attacks are escalating. They're trying to keep everyone distracted. Britt spread numerous surveillance photos over the table. I've been tracking unfamiliar operatives entering Port Charles. Sonny carefully examined each photograph. Do you know who they work for? Not yet. But they're disciplined. This isn't street-level criminality. Sonny leaned back thinking. Then we're dealing with professionals. At the lake, paramedics urged Drew go to General Hospital. He originally refused. The medic protested, saying, I'm fine. You hit the water hard. You could have a concussion. Drew reluctantly agreed. As the ambulance pulled away, he couldn't stop thinking about the unknown attacker. Someone had arranged the encounter. Someone wanted him to be eliminated. The question was why? When Drew arrived at the hospital, he met Carly. What happened? I had an impromptu swim. She examined his soaking garments. This does not appear to be an accident. It wasn't, Carly said, her fear growing. Did you see who did it? No. But I'm going to find out. Meanwhile, Jason led Britt to a secure area. She stayed unusually tense. Every passing vehicle made her flinch. Every new sound drove her to look out the windows. Jason noticed everything. You've been living like this every day. She nodded silently. You can't imagine. He gave her a gentle glance. You don't have to face it alone anymore. For the first time since landing in Port Charles, Britt smiled slightly. I hoped you'd say that. Jason knew their reunion couldn't be a secret for long. If foes had previously traced Britt, they would definitely attempt again. He communicated with Sonny over an encrypted channel. I found someone. Sonny knew Jason's tone. Who? You won't believe me. After a little pause, Jason said only 2 words. It's Britt. Silence ensued. Finally, Sonny answered. Bring her somewhere safe. We'll figure this out. As twilight fell over Port Charles, word of Drew's tragic accident slowly circulated through political circles. Some saw it as an unfortunate mishap. Others suspected attempted murder. Reporters began to gather outside General Hospital, looking for a statement. Martin acted swiftly. No comments. We're entirely focused on Drew's health. Inside his hospital room, Drew relived every second leading up to his fall. The push. The broken railing. The vanishing figure. Nothing felt spontaneous. Everything had been well arranged. Across town, Anna examined new evidence gathered from both crime locations. One officer entered her office with a sealed evidence bag. We discovered this near the lake. Anna attentively studied the object. Her eyes narrowed. If this belongs to who I think it does? Dante inquired. Do you recognize it? Maybe. But I need confirmation. She was aware that solving one enigma can lead to the discovery of another. Jason meanwhile remained with Britt as darkness fell outside. You still haven't told me who you're protecting. She paused before responding. If I say the name, they'll know I'm talking. Jason kept composed. They already know you're alive. Britt dropped her gaze. You're right. She took a deep breath. Jason leaned forward. The person they're really after isn't me. So who is it? Before she could respond, another secure phone on the table suddenly began ringing. Neither one of them recognized the number. Jason responded carefully. Nobody spoke. Only sluggish breathing was heard via the receiver. A garbled voice eventually pierced the silence. You should have left the past buried. The call was cut off. Jason recognized their foes were not just watching. They were always one step closer than anyone had expected. As the lights of Port Charles shone across the bay and uncertainty crept throughout the city, two unexpected developments threatened to change everything forever. Britt's unlikely homecoming had revived old scars and raised dangerous new concerns that no one was prepared to face. At the same time, Drew's plummet into the lake demonstrated that concealed adversaries were no longer satisfied with mere manipulation. Someone had gone from covert machinations to direct attacks, and with each passing hour, the boundary between friend and foe got increasingly blurred. The next step would be up to whoever had arranged these events, but Jason, Britt, Drew, Anna, Sunny, and the rest of Port Charles were already drawn into a hazardous game in which each answer revealed an even deeper mystery.